Good morning, Lieutenant Harwood. Congratulations on not dying. Are you feeling well?
Pretty well, all things considered.
Lieutenant Ross has asked to speak with you once you regained consciousness.
Well, no time like the present.
No, those dog tags are Everreach property. End of story.
You think I care at this point? Besides, it's not up to you. It's up to...
Lieutenant Harwood, how are you feeling?
Not great, but not bad either. What's our current status?
The outpost is secure for now, and your supplies helped get everyone fed and rested. Thanks.
Did you get the dog tags?
Yes, right here.
Great. Hand them over and I can start researching these people in my database.
That's a nice euphemism for write-up giant expose for prime time. The second we reconnect with Earth, those names will be all over the news.
Didn't think you cared about a bunch of Eclipse mutineers.
I don't. I care about their families finding out their loved ones are dead from the freaking evening news. Whatever research you can do, it's not worth it.
A promise is a promise. Find out how these mutineers got organized.
Thanks. I won't let you down.
You're making a big mistake. Whatever. We've got something else to worry about. It's about Eclipse's jamming signal. We have an idea of how to counter it, but we need your help. Well, you and Julie.
Me?
You were based at Aurora Outpost, the main communications hub. You were there when it was attacked. You know it better than anyone.
Why is that important?
Because after taking it over, Eclipse used it to boost their jamming signal planet-wide. If we retake it and reconfigure it to our system,
then we can shut down the jamming and get comms working again.
That'd certainly make connecting with the other outposts a lot easier.
It's not just one outpost. There's a bunch of comms towers in the area. You'd have to hack all of them.
Any info you could give would help. Security, layout, whatever.
Sure, but I have a favor to ask in return.
Of course you do.
I had to escape in a hurry, so I left my main data drive at the outpost. It had all my files, footage, research on the colony. Chances are it'll have something useful. Good. I'll upload the info to your robot.
Good luck, and thanks.
Aurora Outpost consists of one main base and 3 auxiliary communication towers. The towers are our first targets. I will upload a program at each one to override their controls and retune them to counter the jamming signal.
What about the main base? I assume we'll need to retake that too.
Yes, but it has an extremely powerful security perimeter. If we attempt to engage it, we will be shot. A lot. However, Mr. Morgan reported there is a 3-word passcode phrase randomly generated every week. To maximize security, parts of this phrase are automatically sent to authorized users at each tower.
So, hit each tower, hack in, upload your program, and find out the passcode for the base. Let's do it.
Permission to play appropriately rousing musical score.
Maybe on the way home.
expected problem. There are no exposed ports for me to interface with.
Can we open up one for you?
Yes, but it must be done by a human operator.
Where's Jay when you need him? Okay, what do I need to do?
Access the keypad.
Access granted. Hurry up.
Interfacing with comm systems. Uploading program. Descrambling classified messages. Interface complete.
Nora, do you hear me? Nora, please, come in. Nora, do you copy?
Jay, I read you. Barely. Are you okay?
I think so. I'm just tired.
What's your status?
I've come across an outpost. Another one. They're all deserted. Just empty. But this one, there's some laser burns on the walls and some blood. I don't know what's going on, Nora. None of it makes sense. I'm just so tired. I haven't eaten. I haven't rested. I don't feel like I can handle this.
I know, Jay. I don't think either of us have had exactly a good trip so far. But we're gonna make it out of here. Both of us. So you have to keep yourself safe. You hear?
Thanks. I'll try. I'm good.
I believe the proper human response to this conversation is, are you okay?
Yes. Doesn't sound like he is, though.
You seem unusually protective of your technician squad mate.
I'm a squad leader. I'm supposed to look after him. Besides, we grew up together back on Earth. We enlisted at the same time. Or rather, I dragged Jay to Everreach recruiter back in college. That's why I watch out for him. This was my idea. I got him into this.
Well then, let us get him out.
Same procedure as last time?
Yes, you are very adept at it.
Thank you. $73Q, you're up.
Beginning upload and access.
Got the info. Only one more to go. You coming?
Yes, Lieutenant. Small talk mode. Where did you and Technician J grow up?
A little town on the west coast of British Columbia. It was great. We spent every summer fishing, hiking, swimming.
That area has some of the last surviving wild forests and natural coastlines on Earth.
Yep. So 10 years ago, Servo Corps bought it all up for their nature reserve and relocated all us pesky locals to nearby cities. It was hell. Being poor in a city sucks. That's why Jay and I decided to find jobs that would give us a better life. Last one. You ready, 73?
I believe the human response would be, I was conceived ready.
Close enough. All yours, 73.
Beginning upload and access.
Nice job, 73.
I would offer a human high five gesture, but unfortunately, I have no hands.
Now, let's get to the base and take control of the main comm system.
So you entered mission. Applied to Everreach.
It had decent pay, company housing, benefits for our families, lots of travel. Seemed like a good deal.
It must be pleasant to have an old friend under your command.
It's funny, I've been watching his back so long it feels lonely not to have him around.
Lieutenant, I will attempt to provide adequate companionship until you are reunited with your friend.
Thank you, 73. You're doing fine on that front.
Unidentified personnel detected. Please speak passcode phrase clearly.
Children slumber within.
Passcode phrase accepted.
Okay, first things first. Let's get inside and find the main communications console.
Interfacing with Aurora Comms mainframe. Uploading Nova package. This will take me some time. Recommend clearing out all hostiles from the base and locating the data drive in Mr. Morgan's room.
Will you be safe in here by yourself?
I will seal the door behind you until all hostiles are dealt with.
last of them.
The upload is not yet complete. You may wish to find Mr. Morgan's data drive first.
'73. How are you doing?
Very well. I could do this all day because my batteries recharge on solar energy during daytime hours. Interface complete. Nova protocols uploaded. We can now override jamming and control the comms.
Lieutenant Ross, do you read me? Please come in.
Lieutenant Harwood, is that you?
I'm reading you, loud and clear. We've retaken Aurora Outpost.
Never thought I'd be so glad to hear a voice over the comms. Confirming, we have remote control of Aurora's comms systems on our end.
What if Eclipse tries to retake the space after we leave?
The Nova protocols I installed reconfigured the base's security to subdue any non-Nova personnel. No password this time.
These troops, their uniforms and tactics were different.
Cross-referencing. Lieutenant, the uniforms are standard issue for Aurora Outpost security personnel.
Wait, they weren't Eclipse. They were from Aurora?
It appears so.
Abigail's not going to like this.
You're sure they were Aurora? God, this mutiny is getting more and more unbelievable. What I'm wondering is, how are all these people coordinating? The jamming didn't play favorites. Their comms don't work any better than ours.
Speaking of comms, what have you got so far?
Well, we've been trying to raise any of the other outposts, and so far, no response. However, there is an absolutely enormous backlog of comm traffic that was blocked by the jam. Distress calls, requests for info, all kinds of stuff. We're trying to sort through it now, but it'll take a while.
What about Earth? Have you sent a report back to Everreach?
Yeah, but that'll take at least a day to hear back from them.
So what do we do in the meantime?
Well, I continue listening to these transmissions. You should get some sleep.
No, I'm fine. I've got to find my squad mate.
You're not going to find him in the dark, and you've been going all day without any rest.
Unless being knocked unconscious by a concussion grenade counts.
You can always contact your squatty from your room. Nothing stopping radio contact now. Oh, but before you go to bed, would you go talk to Mr. Reporter? He's been asking about his data drive every 5 minutes.
Lieutenant, welcome back. Did you find my data drive? Thank you. I really appreciate all your help, Lieutenant. This should give us some clues. It contains pretty much every communication and piece of data that went through Aurora.
How did you get that kind of information?
I didn't become an award-winning journalist by only accessing the servers I'm allowed to access.
I know it's against the rules, but having it all in one place is handy.
Exactly. Plus, I already know some of the more interesting tidbits on there. What do you want to know?
Let's start with the obvious. What do you have on Eclipse?
Well, they did send an official message to Everreach 2 days before the attacks.
What do they say?
Same thing they said every week. Same thing every scientist, architect, and specialist has been trying to say to Everreach for months. Hey, this planet is filled with alien stuff we don't understand. Can we please have more time to study it properly? And sure enough, 1 day later, the standard Everreach reply. We need to stay on schedule and build this colony. Just hurry up and finish what you're doing. Leave no corner uncut. Apart from that, though, not any unusual activity that I can see. I'll keep checking.
All right, I'm going to get some rest, but let me know if you find anything. Thank you, 73. I'll see you in the morning. Jay, come in.
Whoa, Nora, is that you? Oh, you're coming in a lot clearer.
We've shut down the jamming. We can talk as long as we want.
Oh, thank God. You mind fill me in on what the heck is happening here? I only caught snatches before.
It's a long story. Are you somewhere safe?
Yeah, I've set up camp in the forest.
See, it's a good thing you're the one stuck out in the woods overnight. You handle camping way better than I do.
Oh, come on. You only set the tent on fire one time.
All right. Where do I start? So that's what we know so far. Eclipse seem to be the ringleaders. Who knows what other outpost ran on it?
Jeez. Good to know before I walked into their camp. I was heading straight for them. The obelisks were the only landmark I had.
You should be able to use them to reorient towards Nova in the morning.
Okay, I will. Sorry. It's been a long day. Anything else?
How are you coping, Jay? You're not usually this...
Scared?
whiny. No, seriously, you've been... weird. I've never heard you sound so... exhausted and demoralized.
I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. It's not like we haven't had hard missions before. Maybe it's the crash. Maybe it's Mike. Anyway, I'll be fine. I feel better now. More importantly, what about you?
Me?
Oh, come on, Nora. This is me asking. Honest talk. How are you holding up?
Honestly, I'm tired too. I've been going non-stop since I landed. The outpost commander can't spare anyone, so she has me doing all the recon. I don't know what to do, Jay. Things keep getting bigger and weirder. There's all these people, and I want to keep them safe, but I don't even know from what.
Hey, you can't take it all on yourself, Nora. All you can do is protect them the best you can.
You're right. I forgot how good it is to have someone reminding me.
Hey, no problem. You're so busy worrying about everyone else, someone has to worry about you.
Why do you think I keep you around, dummy?
My pretty looks.
Where are you at the moment? I know you're near the obelisk.
I found a nice spot in the forest. Maybe a click and a half south. Way out of the way, so I wouldn't bump into any patrols. You should see this, Nora. There's all these glowing brambles all over the place. I didn't even need a fire to see. And these trees, they're just towering overhead with the stars peeking through. Man, this place, this planet it's beautiful.
It sounds kind of like camping back in Haida, Gwaii. Well, except all the glowing alien plant life.
Yeah, now that you mention it.
Remember when we used to kayak to the middle of nowhere and camp on the coast? We'd watch the sun go down and the stars come out, all framed with these old trees that had been there since forever.
I miss that.
Now things are calm. I'm thinking about Mike.
Yeah, me too. It's funny, even after all the firefights we've been in, you never really think this job will kill you.
I never thought someone would die under my command.
There was nothing you could do, Nora. I just wish that wasn't our last memory of him.
You know what I'm always going to remember about him? San Diego. 150 protesters at the factory gates, not dispersing, not listening to instructions. I had HQ in my ear, giving permission to fire. When Mike's like, before we do that, give me the mic. Let me try something.
Where the hell did he learn to sing like that?
I don't know. I still can't believe it worked. Kept the crowd riveted until backup arrived.
I wish all our missions had gone that smoothly. Rest easy, Mike. A lot of people gonna miss you.
Get some sleep, Jay. We'll see what we can do tomorrow to get you to Nova Outpost.
Oh, I wouldn't mind staying here.
What?
Oh, sorry. I mean, on this planet. I can see why people would want to settle here. It'd be nice to stay here permanently.
It is beautiful, but I don't know. I'd miss Earth. Earth is home, right?
Yeah, I guess it is. Good night, Nora. See you tomorrow.
Good night, Jay. Take care of yourself.
Good morning, Lieutenant Harwood.
Lieutenant, got a minute? I ran those names from the dog tags through everything I had on my data drive.
And?
Nothing. I thought there'd be some sort of common theme, like being from the same area or same department or same pay grade, but none of them have anything in common. There's nothing in their correspondence that seems like they're contacting a handler or anything. It's just various regular messages back home to family and friends. Either Everreach's rivals have some deep espionage going on, or something else is up.
Sounds like it. Thanks for the heads up, Julian. Keep researching.
Morning. Sleep well?
Eventually. Any updates?
So, my comms team and I stayed up all night trying to scrub through all the backlogged comm traffic, and we think we have a lead. Most of the comm traffic from the other outposts is dated weeks ago, around the first Eclipse attacks, and is just general distress calls. The one exception is Nebula Outpost, in the southern desert biome. They're the furthest from Eclipse, so I had some hopes they'd be okay. They sent 2 messages. The first was the same distress call as everyone else. The second one was only 4 days ago, and it was for Nova specifically.
Why? What did it say?
Nova Outpost, this is Nebula. Please respond. If you receive this and you're still fighting, we can help each other. I have vital information that I can't trust to open channels. Eclipse may be monitoring. If you get this, we must speak directly. Please.
Have you tried to contact their outpost?
Yes, and no one's responded, but
you want me to go check it out.
this message is pretty recent. There may still be survivors who can't respond for some reason.
And if not, the information is likely to be on their computer systems. So, even if everyone is dead, it is not a total loss.
I wouldn't have put it that way, but she has a point.
She usually does.
Get ready. It's a long trip. I've already uploaded the coordinates.
Lieutenant, you read me?
Loud and clear. Anything I should know about what I'm getting into?
Nebula was primarily a scientific outpost. Its chief tasks were scanning for electromagnetic fields and performing geological surveys.
Right. What the robot said. You've got the coordinates. If you meet Dr. Palchenko, tell them I sent you. They'll trust me. Or at least they should.
What the hell? More eclipse?
What's going on?
Can't talk right now. Why would Eclipse come all the way out here?
A desire for more violence?
Gotta be that message. Maybe they figured they could take our people out when we investigated.
Either that, or they want to make sure we don't find out what it's about.
Lieutenant, I regret to inform you that I am experiencing malfunction.
73, what happened? Did you take a hit?
Worse, I got sand in my casing. It's extremely unpleasant. Incoming hostiles.
Anything else Eclipse wants to throw at us? Okay, I brought that on myself.
Lieutenant, recommend we maneuver to avoid or block line of sight on the gunship while finding safe route onwards to the outpost. Staying still and hoping the problem goes away is a common human response to stress. Lieutenant, recommend we maneuver to avoid or block line of sight on the gunship while finding safe route onwards to the outpost. Lieutenant, recommend we maneuver to avoid or block line of sight on the gunship while finding safe route onwards to the outpost. Lieutenant, recommend we maneuver to avoid or block line of sight on the gunship while finding safe route onwards to the outpost. Lieutenant, recommend we maneuver to avoid or block line of sight on the gunship while finding safe route onwards to the outpost. Staying still and hoping the problem goes away is a common response to stress. Lieutenant, recommend we maneuver to avoid or block line of sight on the gunship while finding safe route onwards to the outpost. still and hoping the problem goes away is a common human response to stress. It appears we are in the clear.
Still, let's get a bit of distance between us and that thing.
Nora, are you there?
Jay, I read you. What's your status? How close are you to Nova Outpost?
Nora, I'm sorry.
What?
You've always been the strong one. The one who gets things done. The one who keeps going.
Jay, what are you...
But I get it now. It's time for me to be the strong one. To be a soldier. It's time for me to fight. To save the innocent. To protect them. To make sure they survive.
Jay, what's wrong? You don't sound great.
I didn't sleep last night. At least, I don't think so.
You're en route to Nova, right? What's your ETA? Jay?
I read you. I'm just under 2 kilometers away from the base of the obelisks.
The obelisk? Jay, that's Eclipse territory. What are you doing?
Like I said, I'm fighting for them, for the children, for the future.
You can't take them all on alone. We need to regroup at Nova and figure out a plan.
It's okay, Nora. I've got this. Jay out.
Jay! Jay! What the hell was wrong with him?
Uncertain. He did not appear to be performing to usual standards.
That's an understatement. More Eclipse, huh?
Negative. My scans indicate these are Nebula-issue drones. However, after engaged defensive protocols, their drones may be attacking any unknown object.
Mr. Morgan, what are you doing on this call?
He barged into comms a few minutes ago. Turns out he has some important info he got off of that classified database of his.
It is important. According to that database, there's a small archaeological team working in the desert where you are right now.
Query. Significance?
All the attacks so far have been on outposts or major installations. This was a tiny team out in the field in the middle of nowhere, almost unknown to everyone.
So Eclipse might have missed them. They might be still alive.
Go check it out if you have time. But don't forget your mission.
No sign of survivors, and all the consoles and computers have been deliberately smashed.
How rude.
So Eclipse destroyed everything? All the work these people did.
I have a suspicion a particularly diligent tech drone could recover some data.
Ah, smug mode. Recommend finding console remains for me to interface with. Downloading data. Basis for Sidiri translation discovered. The team uncovered a stone tablet with both Sidiri text and simple pictographs of natural objects. Sun, moon, water, tree, and so on. Once linguists were able to make connections between specific concepts and words, they could begin extrapolating further.
Okay, but how did they extrapolate the name Sidiri? Seems a long way to go from sun and moon to that.
They have reports on how they reached that particular name. I would be happy to explain their thought process. I would need several hours, a slide projector, and a primer on semiotics, phonemes, and logographic writing systems.
Never mind then.
The team's translations provided new context for these rings. They may have actually been military installments instead of religious structures.
And why did they think that?
The repetition of the Sidiri word for kill on the surface of the rings may be a clue.
I think I liked these Sidiri guys better when we couldn't understand them.
This is where the team was able to translate their first full sentence in Sidiri.
What does it say?
Well, of course, the translation may not be accurate. The archaeologists note that some of the nuance is lost, and of course,
73. What does it say?
they believe it says, "Bad planet, stay away."
We've completed our sweep. No survivors.
At least we recovered all their work for posterity.
It's too bad Eclipse gets to profit off it too. I bet they're all camped around their big old obelisks, translating everything and passing it along to their bosses back home.
That would be difficult, as the translation data would not work for their use. The obelisks are not Sidiri.
Come again.
It was covered in the team's reports. These Sidiri structures are 4,000 years old, but the obelisks predate them by almost double that.
Same race, different time periods?
They considered that theory, but their languages, art, and architecture are completely unrelated to each other.
So, what are you saying? There were two different groups of aliens on this planet? That is exactly what you're saying, isn't it?
So the Sidiri came along later, but why? What the hell happened to them?
And if they didn't build the obelisk, who did?
Let's go. I think I've had enough of this place.
Attempting to access controls.
73?
That was mildly unpleasant. This force field was activated by Nebula security codes shortly after Eclipse attacks began.
Wait, so that would mean...
It is probable that the field was put up by Nebula survivors to protect against Eclipse attacks.
So they might be still alive and safe. Is there any way we can get through?
I am not equipped to bypass this level of security lockout. However, the Nebula drones are authorized to access this system. If I had some of their parts, I could create a spoof ID and gain access.
And how do we get these drone parts?
Blow up some drones and pick up their pieces.
Simple, yet effective. I like it.
There's one. Please try not to blow it into too many pieces. The parts are slightly singed, but adequate. I will need more, however. Ready to interface with Nebula controls.
Let's do this. Drop the force field.
If there's anything else you wish to explore or investigate in this area, I strongly recommend doing so now.
'73Q, can you stream visuals to base?
Patching you in.
My God. I interviewed some of these people. That was Mr. Nbudu, security. He had a mother back home. He was earning money for her operation. That looks like Aisha Samir, one of the top geologists on Earth. Took the job to see a new planet. They died fighting. What? Each other? I don't understand.
Lieutenant, I found a significant message. A signal sent out a few hours before comms went dark.
Who were they trying to reach?
Eclipse.
Eclipse Outpost, please come in. We just read a massive energy spike from your location. Please copy. We're tracking a planet-wide electromagnetic field that wasn't there before. Origin point is the obelisk structures. Eclipse, come in. Is this related to your archaeological activity in the area? Please confirm. Damn it, I told them not to rush opening that chamber.
End of message.
So, an electromagnetic field went up just before Eclipse started attacking everyone.
Chances of coincidence are 0.003%. Lieutenant, I found one of Dr. Palachenko's personal logs.
Let's hear it.
Palachenko, personal log. I can't believe this is happening. Today has been a nightmare. Eclipse personnel just suddenly attacked us. No warning. We barely chased them off and got the force fields up in time. I was just talking to some of the people at Eclipse the other day. They were fine. But all they could talk about was how the bosses back home wanted that damn chamber open right away. Apparently, the pencil pushers back home forgot that when you rush something like that, you get careless. At least we're safe.
Lieutenant, another personal log by Dr. Palachenko.
Go ahead.
In my last log, I said that we were safe behind the shield. I was wrong. We figured out the field's effect with the help of med staff. Well, figured out is a strong word, but we know enough to know we're screwed. There were some big medical terms flying around their report. Amygdala, thalamus, hypothalamus. But I got the gist of it. The electromagnetic field from the obelisks is designed to pretty much rewire organic brains. It stimulates the part of the brain to do with aggression and violence, puts the urge to fight way off the charts. It also interferes with regular brain activity, kind of like you got no sleep. But the scariest thing, over time, the brain waves shift into the field's patterns. Eclipse's outpost was right next to the obelisks, so they got the biggest, most intense blast of this. But this field extends everywhere. We're all being reprogrammed now. Apparently, distance helps, and it affects people at different rates. Kind of like how some people manage for days without sleep while others fall to bits. But it's only a matter of time before we're all affected. Either Eclipse kills us, or we end up like them.
Abigail, did you get that?
I did, but I don't know if I can believe it.
Lieutenant, didn't you say that some of the Aurora personnel attacked you at that outpost?
Yes. You think they may have been affected as well?
Look, I knew these people, and as nuts as it sounds, this makes more sense than them being part of some violent mutiny.
Another personal log. Go ahead and play it, 73.
Well, we finally got some good news, of a sort. Something that might help protect against the field's effects. On further scans, we noticed some irregularities in the field in random spots all over the planet, almost like eddies in water. In these zones, the field strength is greatly lessened. I can only assume the effects of the field are too. The irregularities looked familiar, so we ran the map against our geological surveys and found a link. The field becomes weaker in places with large deposits of ferromagnetic metal. These metals may not be the same as, say, iron, but they act like magnets and generate a minor magnetic field. This disrupts the larger obelisk field and creates a small, safe spot on and around the deposit. Most of these metal deposits are in the middle of nowhere, except for one near Nova Outpost, close enough that the outpost is in the safe zone. There might be actual allies there that we can band together with, assuming Eclipse hasn't killed them all. I think we have to go to Nova.
Lieutenant, if what they're saying is true, you need to get back here, right now. You're not safe out there.
I'm fine. I don't think it's affecting me yet.
All the same, finish up and get out of there. Sounds like their idea of holding up here at Nova's our best bet for staying sane.
It's over. It's all gone to hell now. It's just a matter of time. I brought all the staff together, explained the plan to leave this place and head towards Nova. I thought they all got it. Some of them did, but there were a lot of people who said no. They said it was too dangerous out there, that outside our shields we'd be picked off or just die in the wilderness. Then things got ugly. Everyone was shouting at each other, accusing each other. Some of it made sense, some of it didn't. I don't know. Some of them might have turned. Some of them might just have been scared and tired and on their last nerve. All I know is that someone pulled out a gun and by the time it was over, half of us were either dead or headed off into the desert to die, to escape, to shack up with Eclipse. Who knows? Between them taking the vehicles and all the damage done to our food supplies, there's no way we can make the trip to Nova now. No one's taking it well. It's just a matter of time before, well, you know.
Found a body. Abigail, is it?
Yeah, that's Palachenko.
Final personal log accessed.
To anyone out there who hasn't died or lost themselves, if you find this, if you find me, get off this planet. It's too late for us. I heard shooting, screaming. I should go and fight too. Fight and kill. I'm losing it. Sometimes I think of my wife and my family and things clear up for a bit and I can think I can be myself. But then I start thinking about the children. I don't have any children. They're scratching at my brain, screaming in the dark. I can hear the whispers when I wake up now. All those beautiful memories of Marnie smiling. I try and grip onto them and keep grounded, but they're flying away. I can't get away from it. Not on Eden, only out there. I can't get out there. I won't lose who I am. I can't lose who I am. Marnie, if you hear this, I love you. I want to go as myself, thinking of you.
Let's get the hell out of here. Jay, do you read me? Please come in. He said he was almost at the base of the obelisk, didn't he?
That is correct.
Palachinko's report said the field was strongest closer to the obelisk. I should have known something was up. Damn it! This thing again? Significant damage is still not dead.
Lieutenant?
Don't worry, it's not the field, I've been having a rough couple of days.
Do you wish me to offer comforting interactions?
I don't know.
About Technician J. Please note that the nebula reports mentioned nothing about this effect being permanent. It may be reversible.
That is true.
Perhaps you will recover after a relaxing vacation, preferably on another planet.
Yeah, that sounds great. Maybe I'll take one too. You're a good partner to have right now. Thank you, 73.
73Q.
Hmm?
My actual designation is 73Q. My friends call me 73. Current number of friends is 1.
Yeah, 1.
Lieutenant, get back to base on the double. I've got bad news.
We finally received a reply from corporate on Earth. It'll take at least a week for reinforcements to get here, maybe 2. To be blunt, we can't hold out that long. So we end this, now, tonight.
What's the plan?
We've mobilized every Nova personnel that can carry a weapon. Our mission will be to cut a path straight through Eclipse to the doors of the central obelisk.
And then?
While you were gone, we've built a bomb big enough to take out the obelisk structures. When we've secured a clear route, the bomb will be moved into position using an industrial cargo platform. Once it's in place, we trigger the fuse, and boom. No more alien landmark.
Between the bomb and the platform, it's gonna be bulky. If we're storming the obelisk, who's staying back to move the bomb?
Engaging whistling subroutine.
Eclipse Outpost is surrounded by walls. Once we're in position, we set off some explosives, then push through the breach.
And the mind-controlled Eclipse personnel?
We'll aim to wound, disable, or capture as many as we can, but the mission comes first. We see our shot, we take it. Literally.
Understood.
Let's move out. Right behind you.
Come on, we're all in position.
Almost there. In position.
Attack on my mark. 3, 2, 1. Keep pushing forward. We'll deal with survivors once we're secure. Damn it, we're lagging behind.
I'm almost there.
Throw your gun away, Nora. I knew you'd come. I just didn't know how I'd feel about it, if I'd be ready.
Jay, the obelisks have started affecting your mind. You're not thinking clearly.
Or maybe things are clear for the first time.
You remember what I promised when we first enlisted? What I said when you were nervous?
You said you'd always get us home. I'm supposed to... They want me to... forget.
Come on, Jay. Let's go home together.
Something's wrong, Nora. The whispers. They're getting stronger. I can't.
Don't worry. We'll make it stop. Abigail, can you help my squad mate? He's lucid, but he's being affected by the field.
Will I escort him away from the bomb blast zone?
Go with them, Jay. They'll help you. I'll be back with you soon. I'm at the entry point to the obelisk. Where are you?
Apologies for being late. I was attempting to maximize dramatic impact. I'm helping.
When this is all over, that droid needs to get her personality protocol repaired.
No, she doesn't.
Activating flash mode.
All right, here's the plan. 73 and I will escort the bomb inside while you cover us. Be ready to evacuate everyone out of the blast zone, both your troops and the Eclipse survivors.
All right, good luck.
Come on, 73. What is this?
Some sort of proximity sensor.
Nine vessels have set out into the vastness of the universe. 9 to discover the cure. But all of them have failed. With each passing cycle, we were more and more concerned that our efforts may prove futile. Once the last province was consumed by this furious plague, we knew our time grows short, and we have to act now.
We should be able to proceed now.
Yeah, it looks like we just needed to let the message play out.
What message are you referring to?
What he said? About the plague and everything?
My audio sensors have not picked up anything since we entered the cave.
Huh.
The apex of civilization. No weapons, no conflict. Only peace, understanding, and stability. From that soil grew art, diplomacy, technology, exploring the stars, and claiming them for our own. But alas, our greed will be our downfall. Blinded by our hubris, we have ventured too far and too fast, until we encountered this sickness that now ails us all. Our only chance to survive is if our massive towers are built in time. The Towers of Hope, we call them.
Those appear to be the obelisks.
These hold the key to our future.
Interesting. Sounds like a quick recap of the species' history.
My audio sensors still haven't picked up anything.
That's weird. So, whatever this is, only I can hear it. Maybe it's all in my mind?
And so the trap has been set. All planets have been reshaped for optimal climate, atmosphere, and ecosystem. And the Towers of Hope are in place on each one.
Wait, do they mean Eden?
Future colonists from other worlds will find these planets, activate these devices, and the psychic fields will incite compliance. The mind slaves and their victims will then be harvested, their bodies used to forge the cure and give our younglings a future. Each Tower of Hope has 1,000 children sleeping beneath it. We are leaving this archive behind for our younglings, so that once awakened, you may learn the truth.
They're harvesting human bodies to cure their children of a plague.
This message to be heard when the Towers of Hope have been breached from outside. This means that an alien species, your species, has made it this far. I'm now addressing you directly, the one who has been formidable enough to make it here. I cannot imagine your rage over what we have done to your people. Know that it was justified, and know that we are desperate. There is nothing left for us but to beg for the life of our younglings. You alone hold the key to our future, and our fate is in your hands. Triggering this message has begun an escape protocol. The pods of our children will be loaded onto one of the vessels, and the Towers of Hope will be silenced. If you stay your hand, our younglings will escape, and our race will be forever grateful. My race has always respected strength, and you have proven worthy. Therefore, we promise to you, whatever you decide, the Towers of Hope will cease their song. Your people will be free.
town's gone. The Eclipse survivors are coming out of it. We did it.
What is this?
Some sort of proximity sensor.
The married 9 vessels have set out into the vastness of the universe. 9 to discover the cure. But all of them have failed. With each passing cycle, we were more and more concerned that our efforts may prove futile. Once the last province was consumed by this furious plague, we knew our time grows short, and we have to act now.
We should be able to proceed now.
Yeah, it looks like we just needed to let the message play out.
What message are you referring to?
What he said? About the plague and everything?
My audio sensors have not picked up anything since we entered the cave.
Huh.
Our people were once the apex of civilization. No weapons, no conflict. Only peace, understanding, and stability. From that soil grew art, diplomacy, technology, exploring the stars, and claiming them for our own. But alas, our greed will be our downfall. Blinded by our hubris, we have ventured too far and too fast, until we encountered this sickness that now ails us all. Our only chance to survive is if our massive towers are built in time. The Towers of Hope, we call them.
Those appear to be the obelisks.
These hold the key to our future.
Interesting. Sounds like a quick recap of the species' history.
My audio sensors still haven't picked up anything.
That's weird. So, whatever this is, only I can hear it. Maybe it's all in my mind?
And so the trap has been set. All planets have been reshaped for optimal climate, atmosphere, and ecosystem. And the Towers of Hope are in place on each one.
Wait, do they mean Eden?
Future colonists from other worlds will find these planets, activate these devices, and the psychic fields will incite compliance. The mind slaves and their victims will then be harvested, their bodies used to forge the cure and give our younglings a future. Each Tower of Hope has 1,000 children sleeping beneath it. We are leaving this archive behind for our younglings, so that once awakened, you may learn the truth.
They're harvesting human bodies to cure their children of a plague.
This message to be heard when the Towers of Hope have been breached from outside. This means that an alien species, your species, has made it this far. I'm now addressing you directly, the one who has been formidable enough to make it here. I cannot imagine your rage over what we have done to your people. Know that it was justified, and know that we are desperate. There is nothing left for us but to beg for the life of our younglings. You alone hold the key to our future, and our fate is in your hands. Triggering this message has begun an escape protocol. The pods of our children will be loaded onto one of the vessels, and the Towers of Hope will be silenced. If you stay your hand, our younglings will escape, and our race will be forever grateful. My race has always respected strength, and you have proven worthy. Therefore, we promise to you, whatever you decide, the Towers of Hope will cease their song. Your people will be free.
Eclipse survivors are coming out of it. We did it.